Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Nigel Oxley and this is What to Watch. Today we're going to be looking at this. The Timex M79 Automatic, otherwise known as the Timex Batman. This is going to be a brutally honest review and will probably mean that I will not be on the Christmas card list for anyone at Timex. Let's get right into it. Have you ever met anyone that is so good looking that they've never had to develop a personality and lack any real substance? Well, this watch is exactly that. Let's go through the good parts first and then we can spend a bit more time going through all the reasons why you probably shouldn't buy this watch. Firstly, it comes in a great box, but from my experience, all you do is take the watch out of the box and then put it in the drawer. So this one will end up taking up quite a bit of space in your drawer until you inevitably sell it. Let's get into the dimensions. The case measures 40mm in diameter, it is 14.5mm high and 46mm lug tip to lug tip. So this is going to wear really well. Here it is on my 6.5 inch wrist. The case is stainless steel and it's polished throughout. If we flip the watch over, you can see that it has a display case back, so you can definitely tell it's an automatic. The watch overall looks incredible and does bear somewhat of a resemblance to a Rolex GMT Master 2. It has a two-colour rotating bezel, it has Rolex style handset, but Timex have swapped out the Mercedes hands for one with a small T in it. The proportions of the dial are great too, and it's not too cluttered with just minimal text. It has Timex at the top, automatic at the bottom, and at the 6 o'clock it says water resistance 50 meters. I really like the pop of red from the second hand and the very familiar looking markings for the hours. This not only has a date complication, but also a day of the week as well, both at the 3 o'clock position. The bracelet has an almost integrated style design with the hidden lugs and shape of the bracelet, which means it kind of appears that it's all one piece. It's stainless steel mesh and it looks great. So to wrap up what I like about the watch, basically everything I've talked about so far are the looks. This really is a great looking watch. Timex have done an absolutely fantastic job of making a 70s or 80s style dive type watch that really looks the part. Let's have more of an in-depth look into the actual watch itself. Starting with the price. As of today, this is on the Timex website at £259, which might not seem very expensive, but bear that in mind as we go through the rest of this section, talking about my issues with the watch. Let's start with the bracelet. If you have any arm hair at all, this bracelet is going to pinch them. And believe me, it hurts. With any other watch, I would say just change out the bracelet for whatever you like. Maybe leather, maybe a NATO. But with the way the lugs are hidden as part of this almost integrated look, any other strap change is going to look a bit like an afterthought. So the current bracelet is unusable and the strap change will mean a very odd looking watch. The other problem with the strap is how light it feels in comparison to the case. It means the whole watch feels top heavy and unbalanced. And then there's the crystal. The crystal itself is acrylic, and because of the way it protrudes above the bezel, you're going to scratch it. So for this one, you better get yourself a very large tube of polywatch. And then there's the bezel. The bezel looks absolutely fantastic, but there's a large amount of back play in it. Look at the wiggle on that. And the noise that it makes when rotating is absolutely horrendous. Now this is a dive style looking watch, but it only has 50 meters water resistance. So I would probably not even recommend swimming in this, certainly not diving. And the worst thing of all is the automatic movement. It's a Miyota, which does hand wind, but it doesn't hack, so you can't set the exact time. The day and the date complication feel really clunky when you want to change them, and then when you are setting the time, you feel like you can hear every cog and gear moving inside it with a really scratchy sound. It's certainly not smooth at all. There is a display case back, but you probably shouldn't have bothered because this is probably one of the ugliest movements I've ever seen. And then the final nail in the coffin is the noise the rotor makes. Make sure you don't try and sleep with this one on your wrist because it is a noisy one. This is a great looking watch, but that's where the compliments end. The crystal, the lack of water resistance, the poor bezel, The awful bracelet and the horrendous feeling and sounding movement all mean this is an open and closed case of style over substance. If you love the way this watch looks and are not bothered by any of the problems that I have just gone through, then by all means go and buy one. But I wouldn't pay retail. I'd wait until one comes up on eBay for far less than the retail price, and then at least you might not have wasted an entire £259 on one. If you want to see more short and to the point reviews like this one, then please subscribe to the channel, give the video a like, and let me know down in the comments if there's anything I have missed that's wrong with this one. And remember, if you're ever struggling for what to watch, just keep an eye out for another one of my videos. See you next time.